And let's start the show. Let's get this going. The first comic is on his way this weekend to the Bridgetown Comedy Festival in Portland, Oregon. Please, everybody, welcome the very funny Mr. Paul J. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jonah. I feel weird and nervous. Not because of you guys, I'm sure you're nice, but because I'm currently trying to find the psychiatric medication that's right for me. Has anyone here gone through this? You have to try a few different ones before you get the one that works for you. And if you haven't done it, it's a little like the part in the first Harry Potter where Harry is trying out wands. And every time he waves the wrong one, he just wrecks shit. Except like instead of blowing up flower pots or knocking drawers out of shelves, you're just casting shitty side effects on yourself. It's like, Cymbalta! Oh, restless leg. Restless leg. God damn it. And all the medications already sound like Harry Potter spells, which just makes it weirder. Lexapro! You cast that in a battle, and then your enemy develops coping skills, I guess. Here's a question. This is mostly a question for the fellas. You ever been searching the internet for naked pictures of a particular porn star, and that's how you find out she's dead? That's an awkward way to start your day. I don't ask this, I didn't make up that question to sound edgy. This happened to me. And I had to make a choice. Do I stop masturbating out of respect for the dead? Or do I keep masturbating to celebrate a life? A life lived. A life in pictures. It happened, I can't make it not happen, and I'm not going to pretend I didn't enjoy it. Like, I just found out Van Gogh was dead, but I didn't, like, walk around my house yanking his paintings off my walls and throwing them in the fireplace. The moral of that joke is that I own 7 original Van Goghs, and I take very good care of them indeed. You know how all your grandparents are racist? All of them. All of them. It's a handy test to see if your grandparents are racist. Are they alive? If yes, then yes. And if anyone in here is still thinking, no, not my grandma, then you just haven't mentioned the right race in front of her yet. It'll come up in conversation. You'll be like, no, Filipinos, and just out of nowhere. That'll happen. And I was talking to some friends about this, is this going to happen to us? Are we going to get to a certain, like, age 75 and someone's just going to snap and we'll suddenly be racist and sexist and homophobic and weird and crazy? And I realized that's not how it works. People don't change like that. What happens is you believe the same things your whole life, but the world changes around you and you don't keep up with it. And then someday you are saying things in an Applebee's that makes your entire family hide behind their dad. That's everything we will one day say to embarrass the fuck out of our grandkids is something we all already believe right now. That's like 50 years from now, who knows? Who knows what's going to be the case? Who knows what beliefs we're going to have? They're nuts. Like, what if 50 years from now, everybody's vegan? Everybody. That's plausible, if only because we're going to run the fuck out of animals, I think. And like, everybody's vegan, and I'm an old man, and I suddenly have to be really careful about what I reminisce about in public places. I can't just be like, oh, man, you know what I miss? Chicken nuggets. Oh, Grandpa. Oh. Can you say chicken N-words, Grandpa? Can you do that? Seriously. Nugget is their word. That's their word. We don't get to use it. Or like when it first, year 2052, and everyone legally has to have bees in their house. In their house. They have to have a hive of live bees in a prominent place by law. They can have, like, they're dying in the wild, we need them for our crops, and they have to live somewhere, but they put them in your house. And that would make an old person crazy. That would turn you libertarian as hell. You'd be like, this is against, I don't care about the crops. There are 2 kinds of bees. See, there's worker bees and soldier bees, and the Bill of Rights guarantees that I do not have to quarter troops in my home. believe President Jaden Smith signed the Mandatory Bee Housing Act into federal law. I'm gonna go live on the Ayn Rand Memorial Oil Rig with Ron Paul, who will still be alive. He'll still be alive. Here's a thought that I, an adult man with pubes, had the other day. I thought, I wonder what Batman smells like. And then I thought about it. What are we talking about when we talk about Batman? A big guy, athletic, beefy, busy man, on the move. A lot of the time, when he's not chasing purse-snatching hobos down pee-filled alleyways, he's having sweaty ninja fights with slimy mutant crocodile men in the sewers underneath abandoned chemical weapons plants. And he's doing all of this night after night in the same skin-tight leather bodysuit whose only ventilation holes are at the mouth and eyes. My point is that Batman's got a stink like a gypsy shit wagon, and nobody talks about it. Nobody brings up the fact that Gotham's savior smells like a wet possum with a yeast infection. No, this is never mentioned. Even the villains don't bring it up. You'd think it would be, maybe the Joker might say something occasionally. He's kind of the Don Rickles of the Batman universe. Quick to exploit vulnerability of any kind. But it never happens. There's always that scene in every Batman story where Batman has to whip off the Batsuit real fast, put on a tux, duck into a cocktail party, and act like he's been there the whole time. Like, hi, Bruce Wayne, billionaire playboy, how are you? Not a superhero. And I watch that, and now I can't stop thinking, why doesn't someone at that party go, oh my God. Dude, go stand next to Bruce Wayne. Really, why? Just do it. Okay. Holy shit! It smells like someone threw a zombie on a tire fire. Should we tell him? And here's the first of two sad things. This has ruined Batman for me. Ruined! I'm all up in my head about it now. And I can't, all the things that were cool about Batman are now lame, like the Batcave. I used to think the Batcave was so great, and now I'm like, oh, of course Batman can only change clothes underground next to a waterfall. It's for safety. And I used to think, it's great that Batman's so stealthy, like that scene where anytime Commissioner Gordon turns around, Batman's just there. And then I realized, Batman can't sneak up on anybody. It's impossible. He gets within 25 yards, and Commissioner Gordon's like, all right, we're taking down Two-Face tonight. Oh, Batman's here. Batman's here. Open all the windows. Open all the windows and doors. It's gonna get the stink out, plus it's how he likes to enter and exit rooms. Oh, Jesus. Breathe through your mouth. Breathe through. Oh, it's not, I can taste it. I can taste it. It's so good. Oh, okay. Everybody just try to look surprised when he gets here. This is gonna be so offending. Oh, never smell your heroes, guys. Never smell your heroes. Because the other sad thing about that is that I stopped believing in God when I was 11 years old. But it's taken me till 2 weeks ago to start having doubts about Batman. What is that? Hey, Paul, Jesus died for your sins.
No, bullshit.
Hey, Paul, this guy fights crime with boomerangs. Seems legit. I will base my life on his teachings. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch over to Superman because he just smells like clean laundry and fresh cupcakes. That's what I think. We got any smokers in the crowd? Cigarette folk? So few of you. If I was among you, if I did smoke cigarettes, I would never stop, ever. Not because they're so great or addictive, but just because the anti-smoking commercials are so smarmy and fucking horrible that I would smoke out of spite. I'd be like, fuck you, TV! I'll tell you the worst one I ever saw, worst anti-smoking commercial I ever saw, I'll try to sum it up for you. It started with this girl in an office at a cubicle looking really bored. And she looks at her watch, goes, ooh, break time, and wanders over to the side of her office, where there is a wet bar like with booze and mixers and a blender and stuff. And she makes herself a big, huge Mai Tai boat drink in like a half a coconut with a live monkey perched on the side, you know. And she takes that and she goes outside to this little courtyard where a bunch of people are smoking cigarettes. And she sits down and lights up a cigarette to smoke with her big fucking boat drink. And the tagline of the commercial, the point of the commercial, the announcer goes, "You don't drink every time you smoke. Why would you smoke every time you drink?" Here's why. Because effects come after causes. That's why. Because we live in a universe that has rules. Like gravity makes you fall down instead of up, and drinking makes you want to smoke, not the other way around. Sorry, that's just how shit works. And you can't flip that around, point out it doesn't make sense, and then act like you've proved we should all stop smoking. That doesn't. You would never see an anti-pot ad that was like, "You don't smoke a 5-foot bong rip every time you dip Cool Ranch Doritos into Ben & Jerry's ice cream and eat the whole bag of bucket. Why would you dip the ice cream every time you pop it? You wouldn't. You don't do 9 rails of cocaine every time you butt fuck a stranger in a nightclub bathroom. Why would you do the butt fuck every time you cocaine? You don't smoke PCP out of a Sprite can every time you throw a police boat at a zoo. Why would you every time you Basically, no one's ever going to stop smoking as long as the counter argument is, you can take a shit, but why can't a shit take you? Think about it. I'm Paul J. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Indeed.